guys, today we are taking you to Peking Duck. And Peking Duck is done really well at Xihe Yayuan, which is a really famous and traditional brand here in Beijing with over 9 locations citywide. So today we are at the Guomao, or the World Trade Center location. So when we've been to the other Xihe Yayuan in Beijing, you'll find that the decorations are all very traditional. But as you can see, this particular location is extremely modern. And separating out the dining areas are these really fancy screens. You can actually see that on each of the screens there are some traditional Chinese artwork. Hey look, I'm floating in the mountains. You know what this is? This is the most iconic and signature beverage of Beijing. It's called HUTONGS, and it's the perfect anecdote for a cold fall or winter day in Beijing. So let's take a look at what's inside. You can actually see some of it. They've got pears and some white fungus, goji berries. They stew it for a long, long time so that all the flavors of the ingredients come out into the liquid. And so, when you have a taste, like the warmness and the sweetness from all of that just completely fills you up, and it just is really great, especially on a 0-degree day like today. You know, on the outside, it's kind of unassuming, right? This is a cold appetizer that they brought up. But, you know, even though it looks really simple, what's really important is the story behind it. This dish is called Qianlong Bai Cai. For those history buffs out there, you know that Qianlong was a super famous emperor during the Qing dynasty, and this was one of his most favorite dishes. It's some cabbage mixed with sesame paste and sesame seeds, and there's a great sweet flavor, sweet and a little bit tangy flavor from some of the vinegar they'd also put in. It's one of those things that before a meal really helps you build up that appetite. So if any of you ever get the chance to eat this, please be sure to order it, because not only is it delicious, but it's also really important in China's long, long history. So if you guys have seen some of our previous episodes, you know that we've had tofu before. Previously we've had shrimp roe tofu, but look at this. Can you guys guess what tofu this is? It's not shrimp roe. All right, this is sea urchin tofu. Doesn't that sound incredible? So I know that some of you might have had sea urchin in Japanese restaurants, but this is a whole new way of cooking it. So as you can tell, it's also very, very soft, kind of like a little thick paste or stew. And I'm gonna take a taste. The sea urchin flavor is the first thing that makes that huge impact in your mouth. And it really comes through very well. And surprisingly, the tofu is the part that's actually kind of soft, and the sea urchin adds a little bit of stiffness to each and every bite. It just feels really, really good going down. Just be careful, because when they usually serve this, they serve it really hot. So make sure you don't burn yourself. You know, I actually really like the bowl that this thing came in. The presentation is really cool. And actually, it does kind of remind you of sort of the shape of a sea urchin, doesn't it? Well, I guess without all the spikes, that is. But I'm really a big fan of the bowl. This tofu also has one of my other favorite ingredients, which is salted duck eggs. It just seems like no matter what you put salted duck eggs in, it ends up being excellent. A few years ago, we even put salted duck eggs and vanilla ice cream, and
it's so good.
That was so good. Guys, will you look at that? You guys know what this is? This is really fatty and marbled slices of beef. I mean, these things are sliced super, super thin. Look at that. Beef like this is really popular in China and Japan. And the way that they normally serve it is in hot pot. But today, they're cooking it with lots of vine peppers, as you can see here, and some soy sauce and some cooking wine. And let's just try out the flavor, shall we? Even though you guys see a lot of peppers here, I gotta tell you, it's not really spicy. Because of the peppercorns, there is a very, very obvious numbing feeling. So after you chew it and swallow, there's gonna be like a few seconds where your tongue is kind of feel like it's falling asleep just a little bit. and it's really great. What's even better is you could eat this with some rice. Actually boosts the flavor even more. Excellent. Oh my goodness, look, it's like cooking itself. How cool is that? I better keep the lid on. Normally with Peking duck, you're supposed to eat it with a variety of toppings. And in the middle here is a stack of very thinly sliced pancakes. So starting off, this is the very popular sweet bean sauce. We've got cucumbers, some crispy flakes that add some texture to the wrap. And this is cumin powder and some spices. The osmanthus honey, which was really great. Pop rocks, mustard, hawthorn jelly strips, and finally green onions. And first off the bat, there's actually a very traditional way to eat Peking duck, and there is a specific order that I'm going to share with you. And what I really love about this restaurant is the presentation. They actually put it in order for you so that you'll know in what order to eat it. Whereas in some other restaurants, they kind of just, they kind of just bring it to you in like a sort of fragmented way. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna eat is this. And this is something you definitely wanna eat while it's hot. This is the really fatty part of the duck skin. And every duck only has a very tiny part of it. Normally when we eat this, a lot of people eat this with white sugar. In modern times, it's much more trendy to eat it with Pop Rocks, which we have right here. So the right way is to just kind of dip it in, kind of coat the surface. And not only can you hear the Pop Rocks, but you can also really feel it starting to bounce up and down in your mouth. The sweetness is a really, really great companion to the crispiness of the duck and adds some texture to the fat. Another thing that we can dip it in is this osmanthus honey. Just like the Pop Rocks, it adds a layer of sweetness to the fat. And this one is a little bit more tangy. I honestly prefer the osmanthus honey a little bit more because the flavor is a lot more balanced, I think, than the Pop Rocks.
Also, it's very rare to come by, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Step 2 is usually they take the fatty skin together with the meat, and for this part you can either just dip the sauce and then just eat it like that, or you can eat it with a pancake. I normally just want to eat it like that.
But I actually love to eat it with the pancakes.
The reason why I try not to eat it with the pancake is I try to eat less carbs.
We're gonna dip this in this sweet sauce, and they've also got some cucumbers here. So, and I'm gonna add some of this crispy stuff. So take a look at that, and it's just like a little taco or burrito. You wrap it up, and begin.
I really like this set. They have several candles underneath.
Just to give you guys a reference, the set that we've got is a half duck set, which is really the perfect amount for 2 to 3 people. That way you don't have a lot of it go to waste because Peking duck is really the best right out of the oven. And in the center, we've got the pancakes. And one of the great things about this whole setup is in the middle, they actually have a steamer that keeps the pancakes warm while you're eating them. What I really love about Peking duck is the ability to customize each and every wrap. And just kind of like a taco bar. And I add a little bit of this cumin powder on top. That looks really good. And finally, top it off with a little bit of onion.
Which I hate.
Which I love. Here we go. Every time you bite into a new Peking duck wrap, it is a brand new flavor adventure of your own making. Oh, and I almost forgot. This is from the thigh of the duck, and as you can see, there's a much higher mixture of the lean meat versus the fat, but it has its own very unique texture, and it's really good. So after they carve the duck, what are they going to do with it? Well, the carcass isn't going to go to waste. Actually, they usually give you 3 options. The first one is salt and pepper. They basically fry it and they make it really crispy. And you can also make porridge, but we have chosen today to make duck soup because it's really cold outside and we wanted to warm ourselves up. And they also put vegetables and tofu in it to add some veggie flavor. And what we really like about this is the white pepper they put in here, which is really great during wintertime because every time you take a sip, it completely warms your body. Just a quick reminder, if you guys are here for roast duck, you want to make sure that you know that a half set duck takes about 20 minutes and a full duck takes about 40 minutes. So if you guys are in a hurry, make sure you come and pre-order ahead of time. You can call in, or sometimes there's even an app for that. Well, there was definitely a lot of meat in our meal today, but always remember, you always have to have veggies with your meal. And this was an order of Chinese lettuce. Really good. Just remember to eat it. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as we did making it, because Peking duck is one of our favorite things to eat. So if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please help us out, like and subscribe, and we will check you out in the next one. All right, guys, bye.